Vida can start.
It is better to debate a question without settling it than to settle a question without debating it. A very pleasant evening to one and all. It's a great privilege to extend a warm welcome to principal, teachers, participants to the English debate which is conducted as a part of CCA 2022. We have with us an eminent panel of judges to assess the performance of the participants. Mr. Ramakrishnan V. Sir is MA English, BA and BSc Geology. He also holds PG Diploma in Journalism and Mass Communication, Yoga and Sanskrit. He has around 30 years of teaching experience and administrative experience in both school and polytechnic college as well. His fields of interest are teaching, administration, public relation, gardening, guidance and counseling, and first aid training. He has been conferred with awards for his services from National Service Scheme, Youth Red Cross, and also for organizing the Best Blood Donation Camp. Welcome, sir. Mr. R.V. Padma. Ma'am is MA English, MA Politics, and Diploma in English Language. She is presently working as TGT English at Visakha Valley School. She has 18 years of teaching experience and handling classes 6, 9, and 10. Welcome, ma'am. Mrs. Sublakshmi J. Ma'am is MA, BEd English, and has 20 years of teaching experience. She worked in Eminence Public School and Kendriya Vidyalaya, Kerala. She is working at Indian School Ibra since 2011. Welcome, ma'am. Mr. Tintu Rohan, sir, is MA, BEd in English Language and Literature from Kerala. He's presently working at Indian School Alburemi. He's very passionate about teaching and all the young, lovely minds. He loves English and enjoys reading, learning, and imparting ideas gained to his world of fabulous minds. Welcome, sir. Once again, I extend a cordial welcome to everyone and all the best to the participants of this event. We shall now begin with the English debate for the senior group. The topic is Technology Creates Distraction for Students. Let me brief the rules and judgment criteria of the event. Team of 4 speakers from each house. Each speaker will get 4 minutes for his or her debate and 1 minute rebuttal. In the rebuttal session, the rival participant can question the speaker on any points raised in the motion. If the speaker's debate is not questioned, it is to their advantage. Reading is not permitted except for occasional reference. The criteria for judgment are number of points to support the views, presentation style, clarity, speech, and pronunciation. Overall effect. We have 16 participants for this event. The order of performance is decided by drawing lots. All the participants are expected to adhere the rules and time limit for the event. Points will be deducted for exceeded time. Let's proceed with the event. I call upon test number 1 to express his views for the motion.
You can't do big things if you're distracted from smaller things. Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, I feel honored to be a part of this debate discussion. I shall express my views in favor of the motion, technology only creates distraction for students. The biggest problem that students have is that technology often ends up being a distraction. This is called a digital distraction. Digital distraction is distraction due to electronic devices and media that breaks the concentration from the main piece of work that is being done. Digital distraction can happen either in the workplace or outside the workplace. In an information society, the smart person will be the one who can shut out all the distractions. The students of the modern world have got the experience, the latest technology, which is one of the biggest distractions in today's world. Different types of video games, social media, and other sources on the internet are affecting the day-to-day life of individuals like us. Even if a student starts an important work or a class assignment and decides to use the internet or any other different type of technology for his or her help, he or she may be distracted by just the mere presence of such devices, especially during this phase of growth when the teenager brains are in a still developing state. Academic distraction is a primary concern for educators as the learning environment continually evolves. With the advent of personal digital devices, students have more temptations than ever before to engage before to engage in media multitasking. However, it is unclear if all digital devices are disruptive to student learning. In this review, the use of laptops, smartphones, and social media are uh, and their implications and severity on the academic distraction. The specific research question is the use of technology in the educational environment detrimental to learning and academic performance? Society continues to become increasingly connected with the development of the internet and digital devices. The earliest iteration of the internet was born in 1969, and the connected 15 research institutions such as University of California, Los Angeles, and Stanford University during the online classes that went on for about 2 years at the time of this global pandemic. We all might have experienced that students were not willing to spend much of their time to study. This happens because of the excessive use of devices and the internet. The students have almost lost their focus on what they want to do. While while there is little argument that smartphones and other devices can be distracting for students in classrooms, there is new research that shows using electronic devices can in classroom can even lower a students' grade. This grade could be the difference between passing and failing for some students. Of the undergraduate students surveyed, 49% said the use of technology for reasons not related to the class or off-task use was distracting to them. Students also felt if they were too overwhelmed by the information, they would get off the topic and go browse to or text somebody and take a mental break. And by this mental break, I mean distraction that is caused by the modern day technologies. When researched thoroughly, it is found that most distraction is caused by the internet. Some of the three are mentioned here. At first, we have mobile phone or texting as a distraction with 55% of chance to distract you. Then we have the internet surfing with 41% chance, which is followed by the social media, which has 37% of chance to grab your attention. Thank you.
Now I press number 2 to press against the motion.
Technology can become the wings that will allow the education world to fly farther and faster than ever before, if we allow it. Good evening, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I shall express my view against the motion. Technology only creates distractions for students. The impact of technology in day to day life is undeniable. You take the best example out of it. Like you know, in that industry, they even say that the best drug have a side effect. That does not mean that when you need it, you don't take medicine. Side effects will be there. It's very essential that we must pick what is best for us. We should know what is good for us and bad for us. Technology has made revolution in the world. Electronic devices have become reflection of our characters and interests. Being a responsible child, it's our moral responsibility to use technology in a possible way. Technology affects the way individuals communicate, learn, and think. Technology provides students with easy access information, accelerates learning, and fun opportunity to practice what they learn. It was not until the 2000s that computer became a regular feature in every school. Around most parts of the world, although more developed places saw computers and advanced technology a bit earlier. Some parts of the world are still not up to par when it comes to use of advanced technology in education. But overall, a larger section of world is now repelling with the benefits of introduction of technology. Some advantages of technology are create a more engaged environment, incorporates different learning style, improve collaboration, and prepares children for the future. Right from the smallest tasks to the most important ones, everything is available in our fingertips. Thanks to the use of gadgets and internet. Parents can now check out and even apply to a larger number of schools for admitting their children without even having to take a day off and stand in serpentine queues for hours. They can check upon the kids' performance, progress, and reports, pay fees, and check any notification for their teachers. Thanks to technology, students can make up their missed classes by downloading class notes or sharing them online. Certain institutions also have recorded copies of the class lectures available for students. Teachers can expand their class resources infinitely. Think before you click.
Now I call upon Chidambar to present her views for the topic.
Practice saying no is the only way to reduce distraction from the work at hand. Good morning, everyone present here, respected judges, teachers, and my friends. Today, I'm here to express my views in the favor of the motion of the topic. Technology only creates distraction for students. Technology has become a huge part of our life. It's also a distraction for students. Technology also distracts students, people in work, and also in school, interfering with attention spans. Society became interested in social networks, cell phones, or television that it hinders us from being able to complete daily tasks in work and school, which can lead to unsuccess. For many, it has endured in lives that it has come down to isolation. Technology is stealing our time and attention. One of the main examples that technology is a distraction is when a child is in class and staring their lap. We all know that they're not staring at their crowd, but they're in cell phone instead of paying attention to the lecture that is given, which makes the teacher vexing. At home also, we have this extra urge of using our phones just when we are studying and feel like watching movies or chatting, etc. Even if we are not using the technology while studying, we often get distracted by our thoughts of it. Smartphone is the only gadget which not only distracts students from studies, but it will destroy the career also. If students using smartphone frequently, then using internet can addict you towards vulgar and porn videos because it's regularly popping up on the screens, right? Using phone for long hours will flush your energy and your mind will be tired. Online games will make you addictive and you prefer to cross the levels than learning your subjects. Social media notification makes you curious to check your notification and that's enough for students to distract from studies. People have just forgotten how precious time is. Try to use technology only when needed. Due to the constant temptation to check their smartphones, today's students are spending less time focused on school homework, taking longer to complete assignments, and feeling more stressed in the process. While teenagers have their phones taken away, they become highly anxious and visibly agitated with just a few minutes. Most students use their smartphones right up to a minute when they close their eyes and attempt to fall asleep. Some of the students sleep with their phones in hand. The way students misuse technology is a major issue that is also seen outside the classroom. Across the campus, students can be seen walking with their head down looking into the phones rather than communicating with the individuals around them. The sad truth is, students have become victims of technology. It's better for students to restrict your phone usage in studying hours. It's important to bond, but not to bond with our technology, but to other human beings. So, friends, I would like to conclude my words by challenging you to look from your phone and start conversation with the person next to you. Handwrite your notes during the class instead of typing them. Spend time outside throwing a football and playing and enjoying with your friends instead of watching Netflix sitting on the bed. If you show initiative to be more personable, technology will not able to control your life. Thank you.
Now I call upon chess number 4 to explain the motion.
Technology is not just a tool. It can give learners a voice that they may not have had before. Good evening, respected judges, my worthy opponents, faculty members, and audience. I would like to hereby humbly express my thanks for your interest in the topic technology as a disadvantage for students, and I will be speaking against the topic. I would like to state the first point, that is efficiency. In the different pandemic situations, only technology has been a helping hand to correlate, educate, and communicate between the masses. Technology makes learning more efficient. Nowadays, attendance, grades, and behavior referrals are often made online and instantly shared between students, teachers, and parents. Preparation for life in the real world. We are living in a world that's driven by technology in nearly every way imaginable. If students are to succeed beyond school, digital literacy and tech and system fluency can give them a big boost. Practicing technology skills in school isn't limited to creating digital presentations, drafting emails, and editing videos. The valuable soft skills students gain, such as complex communication, collaboration, problem solving, and adaptability, will prepare them for life in college. And since these skills are in high demand by employers, they will pay off well as students start their careers. Up-to-date information. Technology allows teachers and students to have immediate access to up-to-date information, where revisions to hard copy materials take place over periods of months or even years. Updates to online textbooks happen almost instantly. Current events are now reported in many online formats and on many reputable news sites. Students have control. Students who want to learn more about a topic can research it using Google or other search engines. A simple online search provides many reliable resources. If a student needs homework help, free tutorials, and explanations, these are usually just a few clicks away. Students who are advanced in a topic can choose to find enrichment activities and work at a quicker pace. Students can choose to collaborate with each other through apps like Google Docs, Notes, etc. by sharing a document, or they can work independently. This opens up plenty of opportunities for individualized learning thrive in the classroom. Cost effective. Using technology can save districts and teachers money, thanks to all the free content resources that you can find online. Investment in tech products might become expensive, but this one-time purchase helps you for a long period of time at a much cheaper cost. Parents can now easily check grades online. Online textbooks can help eliminate some rebinding fees and storage issues. Technology allows children to embrace their curiosity in multiple ways. They can try new things without embarrassment because they teach access to give them a level of anonymity. This process allows kids to work through trial and error if they wish, to see if a different strategy helps them to learn more effectively. As I conclude, I would like to say that technology might have some disadvantages, but it may have advantages as well, and these will help the world to grow more. Thank you.
Now I call chess number 5 to express her views for the motion.
The movement of drifting into thought has been so clipped by modern technology. Our lives are filled with distractions due to technology. People are so locked into not being present. Good evening, everyone. Today, I would like to express my views in favor of the motion. Technology only creates distractions for students. Nowadays, technology has entered all spheres of human life and contributed to significant changes in these spheres. Yes, technology has become a huge part of our lives. but it also causes a distraction for many by interfering with attention spans. Society has become so interested in social networks and cell phones that it hinders us from being able to complete daily tasks in which can lead to failure. Mental habits of multitasking and staying online in social networks hurt the ability of students to process information, concentrate on particular sources, and establish analytical connections between different sources of information. The use of technology leads to shortening of attention spans. Frequent checks of updates in various networks create distractions, and the need to stay updated and to know all the latest news hinders long time concentration and affects the quality of the activities that require a thoughtful approach. Furthermore, kids who grow up in conditions of information overload have difficulties in mastering time management and attention management. Even while studying or doing homeworks, the slightest beep from an electronic gadget is enough to distract them. A recent survey found the use of technology in class, such as laptops or phones, for non educational purposes was distracting almost half of the students. The students with a need for socializing tended to engage in texting, communicating in social networks, and sending instant messages. Students who had a tendency to procrastinate surfed various websites and watched videos. Also, as social media is becoming so much more popular, students all over the country and in various grades spend a large amount of their time communicating online. The results of the research show that technology is a universal distraction and that active use of technology for entertainment can affect academic or working performance. According to a survey done of teachers in 2019, it was found out that 87% of teachers believe that the students have a less attention span and admit that technology is rather distracting the students than helping them in their academic success. Distractions can be far more damaging than simply causing lost productivity and attention at school or work. For example, distracted driving has become a leading cause of accidents. People have died each year while texting because looking off the road for a mere second can cause a death. Evidence shows that technology is a powerful distraction for most people. Active use of telecommunications leads to multitasking, reduces performance and attentiveness, affects attention spans, and the ability to concentrate. While working with multiple sources of information might develop a flexibility and short term involvement, it is necessary to avoid excess multitasking and being distracted by technology, since it can reduce the efficiency of in depth thinking activities. Thank you.
Now I call upon chess number 6 to express against the motion.
Don't blame the distractions, improve your focus. A very good evening to everyone present here. Today, I would like to express my views against the motion technology only creates distraction among the students. I believe technology is not a distraction, but rather a traction. Education with the help of technology seems one step towards revolutionizing education for the better. Technology and education is a great combination if used together with the right reason and vision. When a statement as such is raised, how is it possible that we don't talk about our situation right now? COVID-19 has highlighted a series of new social changes and restrictions, but with it, a whole new set of technology has come to help us cooperate with the new normal. Okay, let's take an example for this. Or why not just talk about now? Right now, we are having this debate with the help of technology, and this very much is helping us in co-curricular activities. So saying that technology is a distraction makes no sense. Okay, let me ask this question. Is it that we think that before technology, students were not getting distracted, or that all of them were some toppers and very attentive? No, right? Which proves that it isn't technology that's a distraction, but rather it's us. It's our fault. It's just the human nature. It's a tendency that we get distracted to things very easily. And it's also a human tendency to blame it on things, as in this case, it's technology. And as a fact, students are much more engaged in learning when they are given activities, mainly activities that require them to research. Students also get interested when a class does not only include lectures, but also when videos are shown or quizzes are held, etc. Let's not talk only about technology in general. Let's talk about social media as well. It's such an assumption that social media is why students don't score good marks or pay attention in classes. But what I would like to say is, it wasn't social media that told you to stay on it for hours. Just don't say social media is a distraction. A much better word to say would be, we don't know how to use it. I know this doesn't make absolute sense, but let's just take an example. A knife. It helps in cutting things, right? You use a knife to cut, for example, vegetables. You chop them, slice them, etc. But the very same knife can be used to kill someone. Now, just relate this to what I had told earlier, and it would make total sense. When it's easy to say that technology is a distraction, it's much easier to avoid it. Just don't download or install apps that you believe are going to be a distraction for you. And it's as simple as that. Let's take one more example. Just imagine you see a toddler or a kid, and let's just add that he is playing with a very tiny ball. You can see that he is picking up the ball and is going to put it in his mouth at any moment. So you quickly take it away from him, don't you? Well, I expect you do. So in this case, you wouldn't blame the ball to be a distraction for the kid and say that the ball should have been bigger, etc. Because you clearly know it's because the kid is small and cannot understand that it's harmful for him. It's our actions and who we are which makes a difference in our lives. Certainly, as we grow, technology keeps evolving, and we certainly can't blame it as it's for good. At the end, I would just like to say that be about
Because your
actions
time
and
is
not
ticking, 1 minute
distractions.
over, 4 minutes over.
I now call chess number 7 to express her views for the topic.
Beware when distractions come your way. You will know it's a distraction when you stop doing what you were supposed to be doing and find yourself pondering things that have no value. A pleasant evening to all. I am lot number 7 and I'll be expressing my views in the favor of the motion technology only creates distraction for students. Nowadays, technology has entered all spheres of human life and contributed to significant changes in these spheres. But despite numerous advantages, active use of technology also has some notable disadvantages, such as excess flow of information and frequent distractions damaging the ability to concentrate. The mental habits of multitasking and staying online on social media and messengers have a negative impact on ability of students to process information and to concentrate on particular sources and to establish analytical connections between different sources of information. According to research, 64% teachers admit that technology is rather distracting students than helping their academic success. The specifics of technology leads to shortening of attention spans. Frequent checks of updates in various networks create distractions, and the need to stay updated and to know all the latest news hinders long-term concentration and affects the quality of activities which requires thoughtful approach. Another study focuses on the types of distractions which have the most impact on young people. It appeared that the choice of favorite distractions depend on psychosocial characteristics of an individual. The student with a need for socializing tend to engage in texting, communicating in social networks, and sending instant messages. The student who want to escape from the society chose video games, and those students who had a tendency to procrastinate surfaced websites, watched videos, and sometimes shared links with others. In fact, the study found that students check their phones and other devices more than 11 times a day on an average. The researchers speculate that distractions from others using electronic devices and smartphones can reduce a student's ability to think to their full potential. And results of research show that technology is a universal distraction, and the active use of technology for entertainment can affect academic or work performances. Thus, it is important to remain focused in the modern world and to train the ability to concentrate on important things instead of switching between various distractions. Thank you.
I invite chess number 8 to express her views against the topic.
Technology without hatred can be a blessing. Technology with hatred is always a disaster. By Simon Viacinta. Good evening, one and all present here, respected judges, teachers, and my fellow participants. Today, I'm expressing my views against the motion technology is a distraction to students. Certainly, if we look at what happens in schools, the effectiveness of technology depends upon the appropriate selection and implementation of that technology to meet the teaching and learning goals. However, as the debate is broadly stated, so we can equally look at what happens outside of schools. Modern technology is mostly seen as a blessing for learners. The widespread use of mobile devices and the internet have made learning easier. Using digital technology in student life is a good thing because it prepares students for technology-based competitive worlds of the future. When these learners grow up, they will be comfortable with digital devices. If they need to learn a new skill, they will learn it quickly. Technology has a positive impact on student learning. It causes students to be more engaged. Thus, students often retain more information. It is not a distraction. A study was conducted to examine the experiences of pre-service teachers implementing technology and maths lessons. The study shows a positive effect on students learning mathematics. The pre-service teachers noted that the internet provided math activities at different levels, which gave the students an opportunity to choose the level that they are comfortable with. Findings showed that students were engaged during the math lessons using technology, and students were able to discuss what they learned the following day. The teachers were surprised by the students' recall of the lesson. Some students who participated in the lessons believed that computer helped them understand what the teacher was saying about the lesson. Technology can be used as a way to create hands-on and meaningful math lesson. That is why students should be encouraged to collaborate and communicate using digital technology. These factors combined can lead to a positive impact on student learning and motivation. Today, we all are stuck within our houses because of the pandemic, right? Was it possible for students to continue their studies if they did not have appropriate technology to access, or if it was a distraction? Absolutely not. It has resulted in schools shutting all across the world. Globally, over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom using technology, and they are not distracted. As a result, education has changed dramatically. With the distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms. So how can we say that technology is a distraction when it led to massive development in this pandemic time? Thank you.
I invite chess number 9 to express his views for the motion.
Greetings to my fellow contestants. For today, we have gathered here in an online mode of communication to take part in a debate conducted by Indian School Sur. The topic is technology creating a distraction for the students. I'm in here to present my views in favor of this topic. Technology is a useful servant, but a bad master. I'm sure many student contestants here must have heard this quote while researching for the topic. Well, I would like to tell you more about this quote. This quote was said by the Nobel Prize winner Christian Lang, but he wasn't referring to the technologies of now. This famous quote was said in the speech of the year 1931, where he was referring to the technologies of his own time, which were used in the battlefield to wage wars, intercept enemy communications, and I'm suffice to say, it's relevant even today. One of the arguments for the usage of technology in everyone now has equal access to information and study materials. So students all around the world can research for themselves, and on the internet we will find lots and lots of learning material about the things people that are often might use. But what for self-learning. But what states that all this terabytes and terabytes of information floating around is true? After all, there are opinions of the people posting it. As we humans can't always be true, we are always biased. The things stated as facts might, if not always, be misleading on accident or misleading purposefully to influence the opinions of the masses.
I now invite chess number 10 to express his views against the motion.
Starve your distraction, feed your focus. Good evening, everyone. Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends. I shall express my views against the motion. Technology only creates distraction for students. First of all, technology doesn't create distractions, but keeps them well updated on the recent happenings around the world. Technology is the most interested subject among students. Due to the recent pandemic around the world, online mode of learning has been preferred by many schools. Classes being boring for students, technology came into rescue. Teachers started to use tech for making classes more interesting and fun by using advanced apps like Kahoot. Zoom platform was a blessing in disguise for students during this pandemic time. Not only education, healthcare also benefited by using advanced and modern technology to save many people around the world. Doctors started to treat patients online. Many online competitions brought up hidden talents from students. Even online institutions like Byju's also helped many students across the world. Google also helped us for gaining many knowledge from different topics. With the recent news I've read in Google, Aziz Premji Foundation have supplied many computers for students across India. Technology can always be constructive, but it can never ever be destructive. However, it depends on how you focus. Thank you.
I now call chess number 11 to express his views for the topic.
Disconnecting from our technology to reconnect with ourselves is absolutely essential. Good evening, respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends, I shall express my views in the favor of technology only creates distraction for students. It is no secret that students are majorly distracted by their devices. They often get hugely involved in their messages, social media, and even taking selfies when they had originally picked up the gadget to research something for their homework. If you cannot recall a piece of information instantly, then what is your next step to find an answer? Most people would say that they would search on internet to find the answer. Having access to a treasure trove of resources is wonderful, but it also creates a dependency because its presence. If we do not teach students how to recall information by themselves without the use of a smart device or computer, then the next generation of students may be unable to function unless there is technology for them to access. When we introduce technology to the classrooms, we are placing the identity of the children at risk every day. Even when apps, computers, mobile devices, and operating systems have advanced privacy filters that reduce the threat of identity loss. There is no way to guarantee that all risks are gone unless the equipment never goes online. Technology also has affected the health of students. When children sit for too long during the day, then they face the same health challenges that the adults do when they do not do exercise. There can be problems like obesity, hyperactivity, muscle fatigue, sleeping problems, and metabolism issues with prolonged sitting. Relying completely on computers are creating poor studying habits. Many students keep browsing websites to find the shortest possible way to solve the problems instead of solving them in a traditional way, which actually helps them to gain in-depth knowledge of the subjects. Spell checkers prevents them from learning the correct spelling, thus resulting infinite spelling mistakes in the paper. With the speeding development of technology, the website owner urges to rank their websites higher in search engines. So they only concentrate on rankings instead of the content that they are posting. Many websites come with wrong information that has been copy pasted from other sources without checking its authenticity. The learners are misguided by the wrong information available on the websites. These things can perhaps become serious obstacles in their development. The mechanized world is making students more and more lazy, giving all the powers to control everything by a click of mouse. Cheating is an illegal activity, but technology made it more powerful and easy to use with its powerful wings. It has really become very tough to control this activity, especially in the examination environment. As you know that in present generation, social networking sites are literally ruling the world with its attractive innovations. Therefore, students and learners are busy in checking their posts and updates, counting the number of likes, checking the status that they themselves or any or other near and dear ones updated, engage in commenting on social sites, etc. All these activities create huge distance between them and their education. Here I end my speech. Thank you.
I invite chess number 12 to express emotion.
Famous German philosopher and economist Karl Marx argued that the changes in technology are the primary influence on human social relations and structure. This statement is very relevant to today's debate. Students being an essential building block of refined society, it is important to discuss the influence of technology in their lives. Yes, technology has more positive benefits than its minimal negative impacts. And I argue that technology is a key determinant of the progress and development of a student. Respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, I'm here to express my views against the motion. Technology only creates distractions for students. I say technology does not only create distractions for students, and I have a few points to support my stand. Technology excites young students. Today, it is not uncommon for many school-age children to first encounter technological devices as toddlers. Students tend to associate laptops, tablets, and other similar devices with fun and excitement. Consequently, technology in the classroom helps to harness attention and excitement and invigorates traditional learning experiences. Technology prepares students for the future. Our world is only becoming more and more and more reliant on technology, and having a good understanding of standard technological devices and their uses is critical to prepare children for success in primary and secondary education. It is never too early for young children to begin building skills and knowledge that they can carry through their educational and professional careers. Technology encourages spontaneous learning. For older generations, information was not as readily available and required that children have access to traditional resources. However, now children have a whole world of information right at their fingertips. Citing the recent developments, I say that technology can influence students to learn actively and can motivate them, leading to an effective process of learning. The recent developments in augmented reality (AR) has been shown to have good potential in making the learning processes more active, effective, and meaningful for students. With these points, I say that technology does not only create distractions, it has got a multitude of advantages. One of the most powerful uses of technology is to tailor instruction to students' individual learning needs. Technology can provide the means for students with special needs to communicate via emails and even use the internet for research. With these words, I end my speech. Thank you.
Now I call upon chess number 13 to express her views for the motion.
Technology is killing relationships because we tend to give our phone more attention than we do our partners. You might have heard of similar comments in our houses between our parents. It clearly gives a picture of how technology affects us, and we students are no exception. Respected teachers, parents, judges, and my dear friends, a very good afternoon to you all. I shall express my views in the favor of technology only creates distraction for students. The topic is so relevant nowadays as we are all going through a technology era. We, the students, the so-called millennials, are born into the world of technology where we breathe and consume technology all the time. The COVID-19 situation has also forced us to spend more time online. We have heard of so many comments on the benefits of technology for students, but actually, are they that much beneficial as its proponents boasting? I say without doubt, no. There are lots of reasons for that. It actually negatively affects students' life. I will list out some of the points here. A recent survey published in the Canadian Journal for the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning found the use of technology in class, such as laptops or phones, was distracting to almost half of the students. We know that it affects our academic performance. For that, we don't need to refer any academic journals. What happened to our academic performance when we go online during the COVID period is the best example. Our experienced teachers, how it negatively affects us. Teachers always complain of students not turning on the cameras and not responding in the class. At the same time, everyone's sitting before our laptops. What does it mean? Our attention is distracted into other activities. In a study published in the Journal of Educational Psychology, researchers found that of the 118 upper level college students studied, the students with laptops and cell phones open for non-classroom purposes scored half a letter grade for lower on exams. Same was the situation here as well when we gone online. Perhaps our teachers will have more to tell about this. There are other negative effects of technology that distract students' attention. Students are more prone to cyberbullying. UNICEF have warned about this. with many children suddenly experiencing extended periods of unstructured time online and grappling with mounting sources of stress, cyberbullying could proliferate. The COVID 19 pandemic has also introduced instant messaging, online gaming, and chat services to an increasing number of young children who may have limited online experience and be less resilient to hurtful behavior. Increased online activity may also expose children to age inappropriate and potentially harmful content, including content that is violent, misogynistic, xenophobic, promotes political or ideological violence, or incites suicide and self harm. Children may also be exposed to a larger quantity of targeted online marketing that promotes unhealthy foods, gender stereotypes, or is age inappropriate. They may also be exposed to misinformation about COVID 19 that could drive additional fear and anxiety. It also affects our emotional and social skills. Before concluding, I underline the reality that technology is actually a bane that distracts students and kills their creativity. Thank you.
I invite chess number 14 to express his views against the motion.
Good evening, respected judges and worthy opponents. Today, I'm going to express my views against the motion. As said by David Wallach, we need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hands because it is the pen and paper of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. Technological advancement has reached its zenith today. Technology is not a distraction, it is a benefit. Technology has more positive than negative outcomes. Let me tell you why. Technology can help students by making learning more engaging and collaborative. Rather than memorizing facts, students learn by doing and through critical thinking. In education, technology can be a life changer, a game changer for kids who are both in school and out of school. Technology can bring textbooks to life. The internet can connect students to their peers in other parts of the world. It can bring the quality gaps. Technological advances have allowed people to be more productive and to communicate with others more easily. Through games and quizzing apps, skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, sportsmanship, and interaction can be developed in students. Most students use technology for class-related purpose, and some students need it to accommodate their disabilities. They can help students with motor impairments improve their coordination and and technology and practice support managing, sharing, and decision-making related to student success. During the pandemic, the informal, improvised digital practices have helped teachers, students, and parents get through school at home. Even principals have used it to keep in contact with their school, making 60-second video addresses, motivational speeches, and other alternatives to the traditional school assembly speech. Teachers have worked out creative ways of Zoom-based teaching. The lecture format include the demonstration experiment, music, arts, and whatnot. And my opponent is talking about distraction created by technology. Technology in class is inevitable and not really a problem. Schools need to design rails of engagement for managing technology use in class so that it becomes a tool that helps to enhance learning and not contribute to feeling alienated from each other. One thing is certain, technology is here to stay.
I invite chess number 15 to express his views for the motion.
In the vast university, there's a small galaxy called the Milky Way, and there is a group of 8 planets, a star, and some celestial bodies, which together, as we know, is the solar system. One of the 8 planets has land, water, and air, which is suitable for life. that is our own planet Earth. Greetings to one and all, respected judges, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. Today I'm here to express my views in favor of the topic technology only creates distraction for students. Let's get back to where we left. About 4.5 billion years ago, the planet we live on was created. The existence of Homo sapiens was first recorded around 2 million years ago. Before you go and Google what a Homo sapiens is, it is us, the human beings. After eradicating all the threats to existence, human beings live peacefully with no threats. No, this is not a utopian world to have this such an peaceful and ending story. The 18th century ended with the beginning of the end of human race, the Industrial Revolution. What does a student have to do with this, other than learning this in the school and later forgetting it? Well, the beginning of 18th century until now, the 21st century, we are living in a world that has seen rapid development in technology. Again, what does a student have to do with this? Well, for companies that develop this technology with only one goal of making billions of dollars in a year, everyone is a customer, be it an adult or a student. This rising technology with such a principle is a distraction for students, which can also lead to the existence of human race. Students are getting distracted from studies where they have no idea what to do for the next day and to do for in the future. Students have become less creative in activities such as drawing, writing, and speaking, where students tend to take printouts instead of drawing with creative ideas and search in Google for articles and images rather than bringing out their creativity. People are talking about social media as a magical place where students tend to develop their social skills. Well, social media has turned into a number spacing area where students only care about the number of followers and likes rather than social conversations. The best example of being online classes where students are not even ready to speak one sentence out to classes and not even ready to keep the video on and interact in classes. Teachers complaining about students not even interacting with teachers. In the online classes, students tend to score more marks than offline classes. This tend to increase the confidence of parents and created a lot of confusion among teachers. Well, the return to offline exams proved that all of it was a hoax, as this encouraged more of copying and cheating among students, and this has led to more of not learning and turning lazy. Students don't even tend to do the day-to-day activities such as running, jogging, and walking. Obesity has become a major problem of this world, where physical activities have been fall straight to zero of the current COVID-19 pandemic. People tend to use search engines more for results rather than using their own sense. Loss of lifestyle skills and other major skills are led to the decline in human race and the development is dying. I would like to conclude with the speech given out with the thought of Albert Einstein. Mankind invented atomic bomb, but there is no mouse that has ever constructed a mousetrap. But the current development of technology, it looks like we have created our own trap, which is the technology. Thank you.
I now invite the last participant of the presentation round, chess number 60, to present her views against the motion.
Technology is so much fun, but we can drown in our own technology. The fog of information can drive out knowledge. Good evening to one and all present here. Today I'm here to express my views against the topic. Technology only creates distractions for students. No, I don't fully agree with technology only creates distraction for students. While we often hear about the negative effects of excessive screen time and the dangers of social media, we don't always hear about the positive ways technology makes a difference in our lives, especially when it comes to learning. When used well, technology can help improve education for students. We live in the 21st century where we do all our work with the help of technology. Also, it implies the modern practical knowledge that we require to do things in an effective and efficient manner. Moreover, technological advancements have made life easier and convenient. Using technology in the classroom can help turn the mundane into marvelous. The sounds of graphics of computers gain children's attention. That math concept that you cannot seem to understand can turn interesting and clear when combined with a software game. We use this technology on a daily basis to fulfill our interests and particular duties. From morning till evening, we use this technology as it helps us numerous ways. Also, it benefits all age groups, people, until and unless they know how to access the same. However, one must never forget that anything that comes to us has its share of pros and cons. In our day-to-day life, technology is very useful and important. Furthermore, it has made communication much easier than before. The introduction of modified and advanced innovations of phones and its application has made connecting to people much easier. Moreover, technology not only transformed our professional world, but has also changed the household life of great extent. In addition, most of the technology that we use in generally automatic comparison to that our parents and our grandparents had in their days. Due to technology in the entertainment industry, we have more techniques to provide us with a more realistic real-time experience. Today, we have technology that can transform lives. We have quick and vast access to reservoir of knowledge through the internet. So we should make good use of it to solve the problems that we have around the world. In the past, people used to write a letter to people that can many days to reach the destination, like the money order, personal letter, or a greeting card. But now we can send them much easily within a few minutes. Nowadays, we can easily transfer money online through our mobile phone and can send greetings to email within a matter of minutes. Besides, we cannot simply sum up the advantages and usefulness of technology at our fingertips. In conclusion, I would say that it depends on a person that to what degree she or he wants to be dependent on technology. Moreover, there is nothing in the world that comes easy, and it's up to our conscience to decide what we want to learn from the things that we are provided to us. Technology is not just a boon or a curse too. On one hand, it can save lives. On the other hand, it can destroy them too. Thank you.
We now begin with the rebuttal round. I now invite chess number 1.
To sum up everything, I would like to say that modern day tech is somewhat of the biggest distraction out there for the students. Students who sit down to work on their homework or try to gain some knowledge from the internet mostly end up on the social medias or video games, which is a bigger issue for all of us than we even think. Use of technology is not mandatory in the field of education, and it is better if we try to avoid it. And it is also better to say that internet is more of a distraction than a help for us. It affects the grades and the overall behaviors of students negatively. And I would like to tell all of you that it is going to be worse in the future. It is an addiction that we all do not realize. So we should try to limit these technologies as effectively as we can and should not allow these mere devices to distract all of us from our lives and goals. Thank you.
I invite chess number 2.
Let me sum up. We cannot segregate technology from education because it is dissolved in it. Every learning process is connected with technology. Technology is a vital part of 21st century learning. By conducting a student technology survey, the school's administration and stakeholders can have a precise knowledge about students' attitude towards technology and how they use technology. A survey conducted by teachers in 50 countries considered that the use of technology motivates students. More than 90% of students find technology an inevitable part of their learning. Technology is the undisputed protagonist in learning process. Technology brings immense opportunities for the students, those who can participate competitions from all over the world. Example, this debate competition. Can you imagine a day without technology? Never. Every rose have thorns, but there are many ways to pluck a rose without getting hurt. Thank you.
To my worthy opponent, who has mentioned in his speech, I would like to point out the fact that he spoke about students able to get online articles and other medias from the internet and many other different ways. Doesn't this lead to two of the major problems faced, which leads to distraction of this, such as students get lazy in class as they don't want to focus and tend to have the realization in their mind that even if they don't focus in class, all the materials and notes which are required for them is available in the internet, and the usage of internet where the students tend to get distracted by ads and many other pop-up messages and notifications that leads the student to get away from the work he's doing and move to playing games and getting into social media. While this point is being justified that people has to choose what they want, a teenager's mind is unstable at this growing age and period of time. What can be done for this, as students need to be taught that as students need to be understood, students need to be completely get away from the technology which is harming them.
Rather than making technology your enemy, make it your friend. Taking time to explore new apps and articles with your children will teach them how to use technology resourcefully. There are many apps developed to monitor children when they are engaged in technology. Example, Mr. Spy, Bark. I would like to answer your question with few words. It depends on our responsibility, our attitude. If you want to do good, it depends on your attitude.
I now invite chess number 3.
Now, I would like to give a brief summary of the points that I have spoke before. Technology is a distraction for many in school and at work by interfering with attention spans. Technology is stealing our time and attention. Using phone for long hours will flush our energy and your mind will be tired. Online games will make you addictive and you prefer to cross the levels and learning your subjects. Many children are becoming addictive now. Social media notifications makes you curious to check your notification, and that's enough for students to distract them from studies. It is important to bond with human beings than with technology, which is happening now. Overuse of mobile phones can cause problems like cancers, headaches, decreased attention, shortness of temper, sleep disorders, depressions, etc., mostly among teenagers. So, once again, I stress on by saying that technology only creates distractions for students. Thank you.
What option would you have adopted during the pandemic without technology? Like, how do you think education existed during this pandemic without technology, which has helped us overcome all our difficulties in such a short time?
See, actually, in the ongoing pandemic, we had no other option than that, because by considering the safety of the people, we cannot prefer anything else. So we did not have any other option. That's why we have used the online classes and etc. to use the help of technology for our existence.
Now I call chess number 4.
I will sum up by saying that it wasn't that long ago when students were forced to drag heavy textbooks to class with them every day. Now, most of these textbooks are available online and can be accessed through a computer. Organizational platforms complement the e-books and other tools that are available through technology so that the learning process is streamlined and effective. Technology allows children to embrace their curiosity in multiple ways. They can try new things without embarrassment because their tech access gives them a level of anonymity. This process allows kids to work through trial and error if they wish, to see a different strategy that helps them to learn more effectively and come more productively outside the world.
To my worthy opponent, I would like to ask that if students are given mobile phones to use the mobile phones for some education purpose, and they do it for some other things. For example, they um, download an app, and these apps do not even sometimes these apps ask the age of the individual. But what if they do not check the information if that is correct or wrong? Then what if the app is age restricted?
I would like to reply by saying that sometimes there are more apps that can be used. Like these apps, the child's phone is connected to the parent's phone. So whenever the child installs an app, the parent can know what an app it installs. And most probably they'll know what age is to make input, and if it is not appropriate age, they may stop the child. And there are other apps also, like the digital well-being app, that helps them to limit the time access to the app. Like you want it for a particular time limit only, you don't want to sit on it the whole time, right? So you can just limit a time for it, and then it will be closed automatically.
I invite chess number 5.
So I would like to sum up my speech by saying that technology it's quite distracting for students because students prefer to rather get engaged in texting, surfing the net than doing something productive or studying. It reduces the efficiency of in-depth thinking and can affect the attention span and can affect long-term concentrations. Technology is a universal distraction, and active use of technology for entertainment can affect academic or working performance. Thank you.
As my worthy opponent said, I actually want to ask a question. That small, she mentioned that small beep in her speech earlier, that small beep can distract anyone. Uh, as we see that we are stuck in the pandemic and it's really difficult to cope up with the education. So we use technology to cope up with the education, and we find a lot of information that we don't even know about. So how can you tell that technology is a distraction if for past 3 years we have been using technology a lot and lot? And also that about 270 billion children now are using technology all over the world, and they tell that it is not distracting them. Instead, it is helping them to develop.
Okay, so I agree with you on the part where you say that students are using technology to cope with the pandemic to find out about different stuff. But it's a human tendency to get distracted when something other than studies is like is is there. Like for example, if a student, if a student is trying to search about something on the internet for their article or anything, but if their friend texts them or a notification pops up for a new video, like they would definitely go and watch the video or text back to their friend than continue to do their work.
I invite chess number 6.
As everyone has heard my views about this topic, I would also like to summarize it. My speech, in brief, just stated that technology has helped humanity in almost all the fields, most importantly during this pandemic. Imagine if there was no such thing as online classes, what would have had happened to us? Wouldn't the whole education system have had come to a halt? If our life is a puzzle, then education is a piece of it, which we had lost, but technology brought it back to us. It's not the technology at fault, it's us, humans, and as to how we use it. We need to learn what's good and wrong for us. Thank you.
My worthy opponent talked about an ideal situation where the students are capable of using technology rationally and wisely. But we have to face the reality. My question is, if technology is born, but performance of students gone down during the COVID period across the world when we completely depended the so-called technology in education?
Okay. It's not that when we were like in school and when everything was normal that we were very good in studies or anything. Like we used to get distracted even at that time. And right now, as everything is like online, it's just like it's how humanity works or like what reality is. We all get distracted and things happen, and like blaming technology for this is like does not make sense because technology actually helped us in this. Like if there was no technology, then online class would not exist and there would be nothing to blame at. So like even if it like technology has helped us even a bit, we need to thank for it. Like the whole education system would have stopped if technology was not there to help us. So like we really need to thank it.
I now call chess number 7.
I would like to sum up my points by saying that, yes, indeed, technology leads to frequent distractions, damaging the abilities of students to concentrate. Also, habits of multitasking and staying online on social networking sites have proved to have a negative impact on the ability of students to process information and eventually leading to a decline in their grades. Also, researchers speculate that distractions from using electronic devices and smartphones reduces a student's ability to think to their full potential. Thus, it is important to remain focused in modern world and to train the ability to concentrate on important things instead of switching between various distractions like technological learning.
My worthy opponent has stated in her speech that students or teenagers tend to text more than talking in real life. Couldn't it be because they're an introvert? Introverts are people who are shy and who don't feel so comfortable in talking in real life. Or couldn't it be because of the COVID-19 and the lockdown restrictions and stuff like that that's going around the world right now? Or couldn't it be because they're in different countries like in India and Oman? In that case, isn't technology a benefit and acts as a medium of communication rather than being a distraction?
Okay, so the topic is related to students, and while learning, as you said, students might be introvert, but it's not like an introvert doesn't talk to people at all. Yes, what you said was true that people who chat in social media might be introvert, but I don't think technology is the only way to build up their confidence to talk to other people, because it will be very better if those introverts talk to people face to face or physically. So, yes, thank you.
I now invite chess number 8.
As I mentioned earlier, technology is a powerful contributor to learning if it is used to deepen students' engagement in the meaningful and intellectually authentic curriculum. The internet can provide you with any information on any field, no matter what you need to know. You can easily find that online. You can use them as your educational resource. Teachers should model the use of technology to support the curriculum so that the children can see the appropriate use of technology and its benefits. Students today live in a very technological world. Technology can transform the classroom into an interactive learning environment. We need technology in every classroom and in every student and teacher's hand because it is the pen of our time, and it is the lens through which we experience much of our world. Therefore, one of the greatest vehicles for the 21st century is using technology for effective and permanent learning. Thank you.
So I would like to ask my worthy opponent that, as they mentioned in their speech, that during the pandemic, students benefited from online classes. But as of some of the surveys that have come across while reading various articles, these surveys which were conducted after the offline classes started again, many students said that they were sometimes distracted during the classes because they were texting their friends or scrolling on social media or playing games or something, and that they preferred offline classes as it helped them concentrate better on the subject. So, what would you like to say on this?
A person can never study for a long period of time without having a bit of entertainment. And as students said that they can concentrate more in offline classes, fine, they concentrate more in offline classes. But what about when the pandemic was there? That in the offline classes? That was impossible. And most of the students, if we didn't use the technology, then almost all the students worldwide would be lagging behind. They wouldn't develop, right? And also that when they are texting, they are doing web surfing and they are just playing games. It is also in a survey, it is also said that the people who are the students who are texting, who are using technology more, are also capable of using the technology to develop more in educational field. Thank you.
I now invite chess number 9.
Chess number 9, please unmute and speak.
I would like to summarize my points by asking a question. That if the technology in our hands is used correctly, it can do great things for us. What if I say that the technology in our hands not only distracts us, but is designed to do so, designed to maximize the revenue generated by the application. The application makes us sink in the comfort zone with the constant dopamine hit to keep us hooked.
As said by my worthy opponent, chess number 9, wherein he said that we were always biased. I object this point. How can we be always 100% biased with technology?
Can you please repeat your question?
As said by my worthy opponent, chess number 9, wherein he said that we are always 100% biased. I'm asking that how can we be always 100% biased with technology?
I can't get you. Please repeat your question.
How can we be 100% biased with technology?
Can you please repeat the question?
How can we be 100% biased with technology?
Can you please repeat your question?
How can we be 100% biased with technology? As mentioned in your statement, you said that we are 100% biased with technology. Like, how can we be 100% biased with technology?
Well, we are biased about, not 100% biased about. We are posting it on the internet, sharing our opinions. We want others to know about our opinions and want us to them to share our opinions. We want them to agree with our opinions, because the opinions that we have are for us supposed to be the correct statements. They're supposed to be facts for us, but they can't always be facts. Humans have tendency to be sometimes wrong. It's not that everyone can be always correct.
I now invite chess number 10.
To sum up all the points, technology doesn't create distraction, but it depends on the usage and how you use it. It keeps us updated round the clock. It is proven to be beneficiary all around the world, especially in the educational system. Social media has helped communication between school and parents. In teaching modes, Zoom, Google Classroom are such amazing platforms through which our students learn and complete up the notes. Thank you.
To my worthy opponent, I didn't hear your speech while you were presenting it because I got disconnected. But by the points that you just said, I would like to ask you a question. We humans tend to get distracted, like when notification comes. Yes, it is used for education purposes by our schools, but we still have our phones right by us with applications that are supposed to distract us, that are supposed to keep us hooked on them. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can.
To
According to
keep
your
us hooked.
point,
It's
yeah, according to your point, that it depends on how you use it and how you focus on it. It depends on, you shouldn't get distracted by all the notifications and all those stuffs, but it should depend on how you focus on it and how you use it. So yeah.
I invite chess number 11.
Now I would like to sum up my speech. It is the human being who built technology, not the technology that created a human. As humans are not error-free, similarly, technology too does not come error-free. Although technology has somehow done more good than bad in every field, but in education, this is a change that requires utmost care, and monitoring from our side as education is one of the most important aspects of our world, as it is going to affect the young minds. Technology can provoke to be revolutionary, but it is at most important that we filter and limit the access of young students and teach them to control their own usage when they grow up. Thank you.
To my worthy opponent, I would like to ask this question that post-COVID job opportunities people mostly opt for are technology-based. So if we don't let people explore more technology, how will they be able to raise the economy? And how will they able to cope up with technology in the future?
It is not that with only technology we can deployment, we can get jobs. We can also on our own skills. Wow. Okay, that's it.
I now invite chess number 12.
To sum up my speech, I have briefed about several important points, such as technology exciting young students, technology preparing students for the future, technology encouraging spontaneous learning, and many other relevant points. And I still am strongly against the notion that technology only creates distractions for students. Technology has a multitude of benefits, and it is a key determinant of the progress and development of a student. Even these days, technology has greater importance than ever and plays a significant role in the lives of students. Schools are shifting to online learning and have started incorporating technology into their systems. In these ways, technology is not a distraction for students, rather a benefit. And I still am strongly against the motion. Thank you.
In one of my worthy opponent's points, he has mentioned that recent developments have shown technology to have a good potential in effective and meaningful learning. But don't you think that using electronic devices and technology reduces a student's ability to think to their full potential? Because ultimately they depend themselves entirely on technology to, help do their assignments and school related works rather than using their own brain and IQ?
As a reply, technology is actually a tool and we are the masters. So a tool means it depends upon how we use it. So if the student wants the help from the technology, then he can take it. Or if he doesn't want, he cannot. It's up to him or her. So that's the answer.
I now invite chess number 30.
To sum up, here are the key points of my speech. Technology actually does not enhance the students' performance, rather, it decreases their performance. Studies on the academic performance during the COVID-19 period where we use technology underlines this fact. Students, since they are not matured emotionally and intellectually, get attracted to unwanted sites and prone to cyberbullying. This distracts them from studies and sometimes lead to crimes or suicides. Heavy dependence on technology actually kills the creativity of students instead of enhancing it. Overdependence of technology also leads to social isolation of students. It's a bane than a boon.
To my worthy opponent, I would like to ask, you said that technology distracts students and gave example of online classes. So don't you think that it isn't because of technology, but rather because of humans, as we need to have self-control? And anyways, if technology wouldn't have existed, neither would online classes have, and hence we would have stayed in the same class for like 2 years. So
That's what we have to realize the reality. We are students. We get distracted when we have another option or like watching YouTube or anything. We get distracted. But when we are in offline classes, when the teacher is right in front of us, we don't have much options other than to listen to the teachers. So that much distractment is not there. Whereas when we have an option for distractions, of course, we follow it. And it's proved by international research studies such as American Association of Pediatrics, Canadian Journal for the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning. So such a great research studies also has proved these points. Thank you.
I now invite chess number 40.
To sum up, as technology advances, we see education progressing towards a better phase. By possessing smartphones, laptop, education has become more affordable and accessible for the learners. This allows them to gain knowledge at their own pace and capacity. A new model of education could be developed by means of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and whatnot. Thus, technology is inevitable and not a distraction.
To my worthy opponent, you have said in your speech that technology helps people to do critical thinking. But don't you agree to the fact that people are becoming lazy and trying to replace their lives with technology every day? Don't you agree that people are just copy pasting their exams and assignments without even trying to understand the concepts? And also said that online games have helped children to be interactive. Don't you agree that these kinds of games cause addiction, sleeping disorders, and etc. in students, and also haven't it made children isolated from the society rather than interaction?
Online games, I meant online games which help in education, like quizzes and others. which attract them or make it interactive, more interactive to play the games and like that. And it depends on the child. If he wants to study, he will study and not waste his time. So technology is important, and it depends on the person who use it. Thank you.
I now call chess number 15.
Paying close attention to my worthy opponents, I would like to still stand on my point that technology only creates distraction for students. At this broader point of discussion, we are missing out a point which we have been talking about a long time: inequality and discrimination in access to technology. There has been reports of students who committed suicide because their homes didn't have internet facilities, devices, or even electricity to have online classes for them. This development of technology is going to a marketing scheme rather than going for the good of students. And at this point, students tend to only want interactive games for classes and not learn their lessons. And exams are becoming a time of copying and wasting their period of time. So I would like to conclude by standing still in my point that technology creates distraction for students.
Worthy opponent, as you said, technology only distracts students and they use it for engaging them in social medias and other malpractices. I would like to ask, if we didn't use technology during this pandemic situation, students' past 2 years would be wasted. What about these 2 years? And can you suggest any other methods without the utilization? Can you suggest a mode of learning without the utilization of technology during this pandemic situation?
We have been facing this pandemic situation since the beginning of 2020, and students have moved into online classes, and which we have been continuing even now. And at this point, distraction has always been a part of students' education, and technology only helped it to increase it even more. And students tend to not learn it even better. And development of any other methods have been not yet completely applicable. The students have been only using offline mode where they go to a school and learn the education system and going to schools. Development of online system was just because of the COVID-19 pandemic. If the COVID-19 pandemic didn't exist, we wouldn't have thought about a different source of education system. It was an option where we didn't have any other choice, because and this also led to students having more difficult times. Students passing out even without having knowledge of their subjects have been what we've seen today. People are not getting the point of learning when it is just becoming a place where you just get marks, pass out, and just try to live a life without gaining true knowledge. Online classes have been only a place where people have been doing this for having no other option. Options have been even still better to come offline. Even students, according to researchers, still prefer offline classes than being on online classes. Online class can be said more of a blessing in disguise, where and also be said as an option where there is no other options. Thank you.
Now, the last participant, check number 16.
At last, I would like to sum up by saying that it depends upon the student how they use technology, how responsible and honest they are. Technology is for sure is a benefit for the humanity, but it is we, the humanity, how we utilize it. When we use this technology for a benefit, like acquiring knowledge by the amazing apps like Byju's and Vedantu, we are getting more information. But when we use it in a wrong manner, like going on social media and just wasting our time by scrolling, it causes harm to us. Thank you.
During the start of a presentation, my worthy opponent said that use of technology in class can change the mood of the class, but I would say that it is not the technology that attracts the student. lifts up their mood, gives them a break, and makes them happy. But actually, it is somewhat of an addiction that distracts them, and actually, they cannot live without it. It is obvious that they will be happy about it because of their excessive and useless use of technology. How would you like to explain that?
Can you just repeat your question, please?
As in your in the start of the presentation, my worthy opponent said that in the use in class, technology can change the mood of the class. But I would say that it is not the technology that attracts the student, lifts up their mood, gives them a break, and makes them happy. But actually, it is somewhat of an addiction that attracts them towards them. So, how would you like to explain this thing?
See, it's not like an addiction to it, it just attracts them. Like, for example, you're finding it difficult to learn something, so you go on YouTube and you just like search up something, or like you play some games related to that. It's just like you are learning something, right? And it depends upon the student, like he or she gets addicted or attracted to it. It's not like it is happening, like you it depends, it basically depends on you if you are going to be addicted or not.
May I request Ramakrishna sir to express his views about the performance of the students?
Esteemed management members, beloved principal, dear organizers, faculty members, my dear fellow judges, and my dear students, a pleasant evening to all. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for having given me the opportunity. I am very proud to be a part of it. In general, all the participants performed very well. The debating style was so mature that it is very much appreciable. There was a good confidence in their speech. There is only a marginal and a mere difference in their scoring. Their valid points show that they have prepared very well. Congrats, my dear students, my dear participants. My best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I request Padma ma'am to express her opinion about the performance of the students?
Good evening, everyone. My dear students and the co-judges, teachers, the competition was good. The children presented very well. Actually, they have supported the number of points in support of their views were good. Many of them, they were up to the mark. The debating style was also good. The contestant number 13, the contestant number 15, the contestant number 16. Okay, they have given good debating skills and the pronunciation, all of them, the pronunciation was really good and the rebuttal was really, really good, and they have asked the questions they have asked and all overall effect, the posture, the way of speaking, everything. It was really effective. You people have prepared so much. You have presented on the topic for and against the topic. It was really awesome, children. Good. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Sublakshmi ma'am to express her opinion about the performance of the students?
Yes, good evening to all my dear students and teachers. Congratulations to all the contestants who participated enthusiastically. Though the topic is technology, creating distraction for the students, presently I feel this technology is a boon for us as we could conduct this competition very smoothly. All the speeches were presented fluently with a whole range of vocabulary. and all the arguments were solid and perfectly clear. It was indeed satisfying to see how beautifully all the students have put up their thoughts, insights, and emphasized on their fluency. Overall, it was an outstanding performance by all. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Tindu ma'am to express her views about the performance of the students?
Good evening, Principal Ma'am. Good evening, teachers and all the participants. First of all, I heartily thank you each and everyone for giving me an opportunity for being a part of this event. And I'd like to congratulate all the participants who had voraciously presented your speeches and even the rebuttal round, everything you have utilized it in a better way. And to the wonderful topic chosen, participants have precisely and highly contested, for which they put forth strong arguments to your debate. And you all have good debating skills, children. We really appreciate you. And you all are brave enough to address the tactful questions proposed by the opponent. The challenge was actually to dig into real issues, and you all have explored it a lot. And some speeches were really persuasive. The lauded language most of you have used in the introduction really hooked the mind. And as an overall comment, it was a delight and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you all and all the best to all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We request everyone to turn on the cameras for a photograph.
Please continue.
Thank you. Pooja will take over now.
Good evening, everyone. Respected President and the members of the School Management Committee, Principal, distinguished judges, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. It gives me a great pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on the closing of this event. Let me take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the judges who have spent their valuable time to assess the performance of the participants in the event. Thank you, dear members of the jury, for sparing your valuable time. We owe our special thanks to the School Management Committee for the wholehearted support. We offer our sincere gratitude to the principal and teachers for their valuable guidance. I express deep gratitude to the teacher in charge of this event, Ms. Anis Fatima, the timekeeper, Mr. Jagat Krishna, the teacher in charge of CCA, Ms. Pushkala and Ms. Trisa, and Ms. Jenny for the IT support. On behalf of the students, I express my warm thanks to the school faculty for planning out the conduction of the CCA events in spite of the constraints of the phase. I thank each and every parent for their support and cooperation. Last but not the least, let me thank my friends for their active participation. Your amazing participation has made the event enriched and lively. Thank you all and have a pleasant evening.